Larry Page is an American tycoon who built one of the largest and most commonly known companies in the world, Google, along with his partner Sergey Brin. Larry Page was born in 1973 in Lansing, Michigan. He was lucky to have both parents extremely skilled in computer science. His father, in particular, was described by the BBC as a visionary in computer science. His father was a computer science professor at the Michigan State University, and his mother a computer science teacher at Lyman Briggs College. He was inspired by this environment because, as he remembers, in his house there have always been scientific studies and scientific magazines all over the place. He started using the computer when he was just 6, and he was the first kid in his class to ever present homework made on a word processor. He attended the Okemos Montessori school and the East Lansing High School, where he graduated in 1991. He later attended University of Michigan, where he received a Bachelor in Computer Engineering. During the university, he designed an inkjet printer made of Legos. He later enrolled at Stanford University, where he decided to study the mathematical properties of the World Wide Web. He worked along with the future co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, on the research, and they understood the role of citations in the web, and the two developed algorithms that were much more powerful than the ones in the search engines at that time. This system allowed them to use less words to find the results they wanted, much better than the search engines at that time. The project was called Black Rob. You see, in the 90s, people made a research, then they did something else, and then later came back to the computer, and most of the results were irrelevant to the research. It took a lot of time to do the research on the internet. They saw that every page received various backlinks of other sites referring to it, so they decided to use the number of backlinks in order to value the quality of the pages and put them on a scale. Soon after the two left Stanford University to work on their project, they tried to raise money within family, friends, university mates, etc., and they rented a garage in Menlo Park. They even received a $100,000 check from Andy Bechtolsheim, the founder of Sun Microsystems, to Google Inc., when they didn't have already incorporated the company. They took the name from the number of 1 and 100 zeros, which is called Google, spelled as Googol, but they reshaped the name in the friendlier Google that we all know. They still didn't have enough money, but they were able to reach $1 million. 250,000 of them came from Jeff Bezos, which I've also covered, so make sure to check that out as well and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. They later attracted the attention of Sequoia Capital and KPCB, two of the main venture capital firms in Silicon Valley. They didn't give the firms exclusive or majority deals in the fundraising stages because they wanted to maintain their power within the company. In 1999, they received further $25 million of funding, but at that time Google didn't already know how to generate revenue. They didn't want to have ads on their homepage like Yahoo and AOL, but they decided to show research-based ads on the site that weren't flashy, placed above and on the side of the organic results. They created Google AdWords for advertisers. The advertiser paid a precise amount each time they received a click on their link. After this, Google exploded and became available in 15 languages, but later the two main venture capital firms that had equity in the company pushed Page and Brin to name another CEO. It was hard for the two, but in the end they decided to name Eric Schmidt, which had engineering background. On Charlie Rose's show, they said they did it for, quote, parental supervision. In 2004, Google went public on the Nasdaq. They later launched Google Maps, Google News, and Google Earth. They later launched Gmail, but by that time, people started having concerns about their data due to the super targeted ads that they started to see. In 2005, they bought Android, which was just a startup at that time. In 2006, Google acquired YouTube for $1.65 billion. In the following years, Google would face competition on one side with Apple since they launched the iPhone, and Microsoft because they had Internet Explorer and Bing, while Google had Chrome. In 2011, Eric Schmidt left the company and Larry Page became CEO. Larry Page managed the company through a restructuring that in 2014 made it possible for the high management to focus on future projects rather than day-by-day operations. He started the Google Fiber, Google Glasses, Google self-driving cars, and many more ventures. In 2014, Google also bought Nest Labs for $3.2 billion in order to have the technology for smart speakers, doorbells, thermostats, etc. So everything involved with the smart home business. In 2019, Larry Page stepped down as CEO of the company and left the place to Sundar Pichai. Larry Page has donated for fighting Ebola in West Africa, but he isn't that keen towards philanthropy. He said he'd rather give the money to researchers and entrepreneurs that have revolutionary ideas. He received numerous honorary awards, like the one from Columbia University and the MIT. I'll link some of the best books about Google in the description, so make sure to check them out as well. This is it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet and like the video because it's very important since we just started out. If you want to support us, you can do it either through PayPal or by doing your regular shopping on Amazon after clicking one of the links down below. I wish you all a good day and see you the next time.